buddy. Just trying to, oh, whoops. Just trying to make sure that this is the best angle for me, because I got to look my best. Anyway, I hope everybody had a fantastic, gosh, I feel like it's been a month. It's possible that it's been that long. I don't know. I feel like I've been gone forever. And oh my gosh, it wasn't a super pleasant vacation. Well, not when I got back anyway. I've been ill. So yeah, that's never fun. That's never fun. And I had to chuckle. I think it was Diana who commented before I got on here that she saw me pop up that I was going to be live and she thought I was Kelly. That's not surprising, Diana. People think Kelly and I are each other all the time. I've been called Kelly a few times, well, actually more than a few times, numerous times. Kelly has been called Barb numerous times. People have told us that they thought we were sisters. People have told us they thought we were twins. So that's pretty funny. We're not related at all. But we are very close friends, and so maybe that's why. Who knows? But it's been going on for a very, very long time. I think it was probably back in maybe 2010 when her and I were attending a Founder Circle event together. Dina was also there, but Dina doesn't. She's got the beautiful blonde hair, and she's a little shorter than we are, and yeah, people were calling me Kelly, and I was like, what the heck? I mean, because I knew who Kelly was, of course, at the time, and she knew who I was. We'd been on a few different trips together and stuff. But, anyways, it's just really funny that people still think that we are each other, which I find funny. I don't find it upsetting at all because Kelly's amazing and she's beautiful, and I am not sad at all to be mistaken for her. So, there you go. Yes, there were a lot of ill people. I am not really sure what the deal was. Of course, as you guys know, I've been suffering with shingles since, oh gosh, I don't even know. I think it was the beginning of May when I actually was diagnosed with the shingles, and I'm still feeling the effects of that. That nerve in my back that I call Mort because he's so annoying, still there, still bothering me. The rash that I had, maybe this is just indicative of the shingles rash. I haven't done any research on it. I have no idea, but it's almost like it's scarred, if that makes any sense. It's like the rash isn't really there. It's not like, icky, gross, whatever, but the discoloration from the rash is still on my body. So I don't know if you're just left with that or if that eventually goes away. I don't know. So I kind of feel like the fact that I was already battling shingles, my body was very much trying to rid me of the shingles. I feel like my resistance was low. That was a term my mother used frequently. And therefore, I was susceptible to getting sick. And I did. It wasn't really that bad on the ship. I mean, I had like symptoms of a common cold, a little bit of a stuffy nose, just not myself. But also, I was still battling the shingles, so I wasn't surprised. On the way home, I really started feeling really, really bad. And by the time we actually landed in Billings, Montana, which is where my dad lives, and my mother-in-law picked us up and took us to his house to spend the night there, and then we drove back the next day, I was pretty ill. And my daughter drove us home on Monday after the trip was over, and I pretty much slept the whole way home in the car, literally walked in the house and went to bed and basically stayed in bed for 2 days. And and that was over a week ago, and I'm still just not myself. And I feel like, part of it's probably the shingles, and part of it's probably just, whatever illness I had, just is hanging on. So, trying to find motivation to work because, I got a lot of work to do. So, anyways, thank you guys for joining me tonight. I really appreciate all of you being here. You're very sweet to come and watch me tonight. Hopefully, what I have to share with you is fun and you enjoy it. So there you go. Excuse me. As far as the trip goes, it was amazing. The scenery, as you guys probably saw, lots of pictures have been posted by lots of different people. It was amazing. The one port that we tried to get into, we were not able to get off the ship, and it was the port of Geiranger, Norway. And that was literally the only port that we wanted to get off on because we had rented those tiny electric cars. And we were all very excited to drive them around because we thought that would be hilarious. Um, so not only did we not get off of the ship, we did not get to drive our Twizzies, and we did not get our money back because we weren't able to cancel within 48 hours. And so, yeah, I'm a little bit I'm a little torn. Of course, I'm mad that I lost money because nobody wants to lose money. But on the other hand, I understand the guy's point of view. If we didn't have those booked, there was another cruise ship there that day, and there's only so many of these cars, and I'm sure he could have booked our 3 cars with someone else. So while I understand the theory behind it and I understand his policy, that doesn't make it any easier to swallow the loss of the cash and the fact that we didn't get to get off the ship. So it did suck. But again, nothing we can do about it. You know, we were at the we were at the mercy of Mother Nature that day. The winds were pretty harsh. Our ship was not able to stay moored. One of our actual lines, you know, those giant ropes that they hook over things, was starting to fray, was starting to come apart because of the wind and it trying to keep our ship. And so that's bad. So I understand everything about it. It was just a bummer. But we still made do. We did a lot of other fun things and had a grand time. And of course, just the fact that we were together was amazing. Now, none of us went on that trip to network and meet people and any of that stuff. We went on that trip to be on vacation with each other. And that's what we did. So there were a lot of people that were a little disappointed that they didn't get to talk to a lot of people, but they have to understand that we're on vacation. You know, we worked our butts off to earn the trip. We earned the trip and we're on vacation now. So we don't necessarily want to be businessy. We want to have fun. So that's what we did. So it was fantastic. And now I'm home and I'm trying to get back in the groove. And yeah, things are crazy. So I haven't really been monitoring the comments because my dumb phone, I don't know what the deal is. It's like it doesn't. The comments come in and then they go away really quickly. And I'm not able to really look at them. So I have to look at my iPad because they actually stay in a very nice order, which is very good. And I don't think there was anything, you know, pressing, just a lot of you saying hi, welcome back. And I appreciate the fact that I was missed. That's always nice. And so, yeah. So, all right. I don't have any funny stories or anything that I can even think of. Off the top of my head. My daughter has started her internship down in Denver. I did have to drive with her down there last weekend. So Friday, I had to drive to Laramie. Then Saturday, I followed her down there because of course she needs her car. And then I drove back because she's staying with one of my cousins that she really hadn't met before. So I couldn't just send her down there on her own and say, hey, here you go. Here's the address. You know, have a good time. So I did go with her, even though I wasn't feeling great. I'm just mostly tired, I guess is my biggest problem right now. I don't really feel ill, you know, as far as illness goes. I'm just really tired. So I don't know if that's all. I'm sure that's all part of the shingles too. Anyway, it rained the entire time while we were trying to drive, and I am not a fan of driving in the rain. I'm old. I don't see very well. As you guys know, I've had cataract surgeries in both eyes. I've had a YAG laser treatment in both eyes, and I don't see that well. And I really don't see that well in pouring rain when everyone around you is driving like maniacs, kicking up water onto your vehicle, and you can't see around that either. So that was a little stressful, but we made it. And then on the way home, it was beautiful, beautiful sunny weather all the way home for me. So that was good. So here I am, finally. If those of you that ordered my Darling Details class, I was about a week past when I wanted to have that out for you, and I am very, very sorry about that. All the kits did go out earlier this week. I just finished the PDF file. Those of you on Stamp Happy Academy, I just uploaded that this afternoon. And then I will be emailing the PDF out to everyone that ordered the class from me. I do have a few kits left, not very many. I was very thankful and grateful that that my class was so well received and that so many of you wanted to purchase it. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Like I said, I have a few kits left. If you're interested, there is a link in the description of this video and you can purchase it there. So, all right, I'm going to flip the camera. I've got a few cards to show you. I've got a few little goodies that I received on the trip. And one thing that I purchased, because the other stuff that I purchased was just stupid junk for my kid, and I already gave it to him. And a lot of it was candy, and he already ate it. And that I did buy some chocolate from a chocolate place in Norway that was, oh my gosh, delicious. And of course, I already ate that too. Oops. Okay, so let's go ahead and flip the camera, and then I can kind of show you some of the goodies that I have here. And yes, I understand there are other demonstrators who have been ill, or are not feeling that great. I can't believe it's jet lag. That just doesn't make any sense to me, that you could have jet lag for, a week. I guess it's possible. Anything's possible. But I don't feel like it's jet lag. I feel like it's just has to do with my illnesses and the fact that I'm tired. Okay, so let me put my glasses on so I can sort of see what we're doing here. Clip my hair back, because otherwise it hangs in my face, drives me crazy. And here, I'll start out with showing you my cards for my class. These are the 4 cards that you would make in the class if you did purchase it. And I hope that you guys enjoy these, like these. They are so fun. This set is so much fun. I just love these whimsical flowers and the multiple colors that you can stamp them in. So that was that. Here is a cute little magnet that I purchased in, I think I got this in Stavanger. We did go do a little shopping in Stavanger on Friday. Kelly and her mom and my daughter and I did shopping while Dina and her daughter went on a hike. God bless them, because I am not a hiker. So I got this cute little fridge magnet. It's just a little Viking. I thought he was adorable. And my daughter got a cute little, well, not cute because those trolls are hideous, but a little troll figurine that she wanted to commemorate her trip to Norway. And then we all got to spin the wheel every day. And then we got prizes. This is one of the prizes I got. It is a towel clip. Like if you put a towel on like a beach chair, you can clip the towel on there so it doesn't blow off in the wind. I got a couple of chip clips. So much fun. Of course, anything with the Stampin' Up! Logo, I am a sucker for that. I got one of these little phone holder things where you can put these around the edges of your phone, and then you put this around your neck, and then apparently it prevents your phone from falling out of your hand or something like that. If you were to drop it, it would still stay around your neck. So I thought that was fun. I got a very cool sticker that I'm going to put on my laptop, because I'm just a whore for anything Stampin' Up! I love it all. And then I also got a set of felt coasters. Check it out. And they have the Stampin' Up! Logo on them as well. Anything Stampin' Up!, I'm all over it. And then finally, I got a scarf that has the Stampin' Up! Logo sewn into it. So it's a very pretty scarf. It's just gray and white, very subtle, very much my style. I'm not a very loud, bright person as far as my clothing goes. I'm very boring, and that's just perfect for me. So those were my little gifts. Oh, I got some cards here to share. Some of you gals that did swaps with our catalog kickoff were very kind enough to send me one of your cards, and I appreciate that very much. And this is one of them. This was from Wendy Sue. It's got this cute little closure. Look at that. Oh my gosh. How cute is that? Some fun little fun fold card. I got a thank you card from Kimberly O'Brien, a card to say that she wished me well with my shingles journey. I got a card here from Carla Cummings. Carla likes to watch me on her TV, which I find amazing. Thank you so much, Carla. I appreciate that. And Carla is a sweetheart. She included a $20 bill for me to go get some treats. So I am going to do that, Carla. I have another card here from, my gosh, I don't know if I can remember who this is from, so I don't want to I'm going to share it but I don't remember. It doesn't say anything on the inside, and I must have tossed the envelope. I try not to do that. Whoever sent this to me, thank you so much. It is a fantastic card, and I love it. I got a card from Brenda, who I believe, or maybe that was from Brenda. Maybe this was from Brenda. I'm not positive. And then I think I got this card from, I want to say Linda. This is a pretty cool card. I believe this is Debbie. Yes, Debbie. So she did this fun card. I believe this might be her swap also for the kickoff. So thank you guys so much for including me in that. I just never have time to do the swap I'm just too busy doing other things. And then here is another one from Tracy. Tracy sent me her card also. How fun is that? Love everything about that. So thank you guys so much for including me. I really appreciate it. You guys are sweethearts. And now we got to do a little bit of business, as they say. In case you're not aware, which you must be, if you join Stampin' Up! During the month of June, I almost said March, the month of June, you get an extra $30 in your starter kit. So you'll get $155 worth of product out of the catalog or any of the online exclusive items in your kit for $99 plus tax. It's an amazing deal. It's the perfect time to join Stampin' Up! If you have any questions at all, I'm happy to go over them with you. You can just send me an email, barb@barbstamps.com, message me through Facebook, however you want to contact me, and we can have a little bit of a chat. But I would love to have you join my team. You will not be sorry. And there's no real requirements. Yes, we're supposed to sell $300 a quarter, but if you don't, nothing happens to you. You simply get removed as a demonstrator. You go back to being a customer. No harm, no foul. Also, in the month of June, we have our DSP sale, 15% off. Basically, it's the DSPs that are not specialty DSPs and not the color family. So it's basically everything else, and they are fantastic. We are going to be using, where is it? The Lace Shops paper today, because I have a funny little story to tell you. I meant to order one package of this, and I ordered 3. So I have a lot of the Lace Shops Designer Series paper. So I am really trying hard to use it. And I have found that the back sides of these papers are fantastic. So we're going to do some cards with that. If you are a local person in Sheridan, Wyoming, I am having my retired stamp sale next Saturday, June the 17th from 8 to noon. And those of you that are my local customers know where I live. If you are local to me, you don't know where I live, you want my address, you're going to have to message me for it. I'm not going to put it out on the internet. But if you message me, then I'm happy to give it to you. We are doing rock bottom prices, people. Stamp sets, $5, bundles, $10, DSP, full-size packages, $2 to $7. I've got retired ink pads. I've got embellishments. I've got ribbons. I've got punches. I've got folders. I've got literally everything for the past 4 to 5 years, and it's got to go. My room is overflowing with retired merchandise, and I need my room back. So I've had people ask me if I'm going to put these things up for sale after the fact. If they don't sell, I don't know. Selling individual things online is so incredibly time consuming. And I just don't know. I may end up just doing like a mystery box, like, stuff a box as full as I can get it and sell it for $30 plus the shipping, just to get whatever else I have left out of here. So we'll see. But stay tuned for that. My class for the month of June, my class to go, I'm using the Wanted to Say die set. This is a standalone die set. It doesn't have a coordinating stamp set, so you can pretty much use whatever you want. And basically the dies are these. They are double dies. One has the detailed phrase, and then the other one is like the backing piece. So I've got just a couple samples here. There are 4 phrases in the bundle. In the die set, excuse me, and then there are a number of little, I call them doohickeys, you might just call them images. We've got a flower and a stem, we've got a present, some hearts and some stars, and a bow. And so we'll make the cards with that. You get supplies for 8 cards, plus envelopes, includes shipping, and you're going to get some in-color items to go along with that, and then you can add the die set if you so desire, if you don't have it. So link to that is in the description of the video. Our online collaborative class with Dina Kelly and I is the Zany Zoo bundle. A lot of you probably have this, so our class will be amazing, as they all are. And you can just get the, oh, I spelled that wrong. Oops. The cardstock supply kit for $45, the whole shebang, which includes the designer series paper, the bundle, the Merry Melody folder, the adhesive, some kind of adhesive, sparkle adhesive gems, and the ribbon combo pack, I believe, all for $116, or the online only for $20. I think I have a few of my Darling Details kits left. I have 2 new catalog kickoff make and take packets left, if you're interested in that. If you didn't get one, I'm happy to supply you with it. And of course, Stamp Happy Academy, I mentioned that earlier. I just uploaded my Darling Details class to the website. So that is loaded on there. I am going to be live tomorrow afternoon for Stamp Happy Academy, live and premium members. at 2 p.m. Mountain Time, 3 Central, 4 Eastern, and 1 Pacific. So if you are in the SHA Live or Premium subscription level, you can watch me live tomorrow afternoon. I've got some super cute stuff to share. My tutorial library, always open, always try to keep that updated with my new kits and classes. And then, of course, I always have adhesive kits for sale. So there you go. All right, let us get to project numero uno, and we'll see what we got here. Okay, so as I mentioned, I have an exorbitant amount of the Laced Shops Designer Series paper. If you don't have it, and you've just seen the pictures in the catalog, you might be thinking the same thing I was thinking about it, which was, no, because most of the patterns are shops. And there is a coordinating bundle that goes with it, which it's not a horrible bundle. It's just not, it's not my style of thing. I don't want it. And I also didn't want this many pieces of paper, but I have them. So we're going to go through them. The back sides of the paper are what I am focusing on because the back sides are amazing. So many different bundles and stuff. So here's another one. This is the back side, which I find it's okay because it's a solid color. And then here's the front with all the little shops. Here is another one. This is one of my favorites, not the front again, but you could cut these little pieces out and use them as focal points. But I am loving the back sides of these papers so much. Here's another one. Very cute shops on the front, but look at the back. Stripes, my favorite. And then finally, we have this one here, which I thought was a little strange. Food, bread, ice cream, pasta. Okay. And then the back side is some gray, just kind of some neutral gray. So I kind of was trying to focus on the back sides of these patterns, and I have had some good luck. I have made a few cards. I've done some swaps with these papers, and I'm pretty happy with how they've turned out. So here is like a sneak peek of something you could do with this pattern. You could use some Night of Navy, some Balmy Blue, throw out, you know, a little chunk on there, and then maybe put a sentiment on there. Boom, your card is done. So very, very easy to use the back sides of these papers, I feel like. Okay, so we are going to pair the paper with the inked and tiled stamp set. This is a really fun stamp set. It's got that coordinating punch. Where is the punch? Here it is. Actually, it's a punch duo. So you can purchase it as a bundle. You get the 2 punches and then, of course, the stamp set as well. I actually haven't even used the punches yet, but I've been going crazy using this stamp set because I find it to be very beautiful. So let's get our pieces and parts out here. So we're going to be using some Calypso Coral cardstock. This is 8.5 by 5.5. Get my bone folder out here. Very important. I also have a 4 by 5.25 inch layer. And where is, oh, here it is. And I did emboss this with the exposed brick folder. This is one of our new folders in this catalog. So it's very subtle. Just looks like an old-fashioned brick building that you might find in Norway, let's just say. No, I don't know if you would or wouldn't. A 4 by 5.25 white for the inside. We have a little strip of this pattern of the paper, and we're going to run that just right across our front piece there. Then I have a layer of white. Can't remember what it is. It is 2 1/4 by 4 1/4 also. And then that's going to layer on a, let's see, 2 7/16 by 4 7/16. I was going to go 1/8 of an inch, like 4 3/8 and 2 3/8, but it just seemed like it required a little extra. So I went to the 16ths. I know that's a crazy measurement, but sometimes I do it. So we're going to start out by stamping on our focal point here, and we're going to use the Stamparatus. I realize it's no longer available, but I know a lot of you guys probably have it, so we're going to use it. So I just set my piece of paper in the corner here, laid my stamp on it, closed the lid, and picked up my stamp. So we're going to just add our magnets here. right up there in the corners just to keep that in place. And then we're going to ink up this piece here. Now what we're going to do is we are going to mask off the flowers because I only want to do the stems at first. So we're going to do the stems in Old Olive. And so let me kind of gently tap, tap, tap. And then we're going to remove the tape, which is the most important part of the masking process, is to remove the tape. Okay. I guess I also have this little presser tool. This little guy that I made. If you guys have been around Stampin' Up! A long time, you will remember that we used to sell cookie stamps. They were silicone molds that went around the bottom of this wood thing here. So I just took the wood handle and glued some felt on it, and now I have a little presser tool. And so there are my leaves. So now we are going to bring a chamois in here, and we're going to clean off the olive. I guess we don't really have to. If there's still olive on there, that's going to be fine. I'm going to bring in some more tape, and I am going to cover up the stems here. And then we're going to use some Calypso Coral. I actually happen to have a Stampin' Spot here, and I'm going to go ahead and use the Stampin' Spot to ink this up. And most of my Stampin' Spots I have gotten out of paper pumpkin kits. Okay, so now we will press down with our presser tool and see how that worked to get, yay! So now we have our piece nice and inky. I am going to now throw these pieces of tape in the trash so that I don't end up with ink on my hands from that. All right. We are also going to bring in this smaller flower, and we're going to ink it up with some markers. So I'm going to use some Old Olive, and I like to use the edge of my brush tip here so that I don't end up ruining it. In case I ever need to use it to actually color something, then my tip will be nicely preserved. And so I am using the Lost Lagoon and the Old Olive, and I am going to get that inked up. We're going to huff on it to re-moisten the ink, and then I'm just going to kind of stamp this right down in here, right in that little area where the leaves come together. Open up my chamois, clean that off, and we are done with that. Okay, so then we're going to add our stamped image to our little layer of Lost Lagoon. Okay. And we'll just try to center that. Whoops, oops, come off. Come off. I feel like I might not have cut this great, so we're going to do it this way instead. And then we'll see. Yeah, maybe I did. I just had it a little bit off that other direction. Okay. So there's that. Bring in these pieces here. So I'm going to go ahead and glue my piece of Designer Series paper onto our embossed layer and use a little bit of liquid glue. So somewhere down here towards the bottom, I don't know, there's maybe an inch and a quarter left at the bottom there, give or take. And I did not cut that too short, so now I'm going to add this piece also to the card base using liquid glue once again. Whenever I do embossing with folders, I like to use liquid glue to adhere these pieces together. I just feel like the liquid glue really holds nicely. All right, thank you, Linda. Linda is liking my card so far. Now, I also have an entire roll of this stuff. This is a trim, not really a ribbon, but a trim. And I think it's very interesting, and so I really wanted to use it. But I didn't want to use it in the sense that it would be a big bulk. And so what I'm going to do is I am just going to run it across like the top of my designer series paper. I'm going to bring in a piece of Scotch tape. You guys know that I love Scotch tape. And that is literally all I'm going to do with that. I'm just going to lay that on there. And then I'm going to trim this off. And I'm just going to leave it. And then when I put my layer on here, we'll have a little bit of that ribbon or that trim showing, which I find interesting. So it's a good way to kind of use up something that may not necessarily be an easy thing to use. Sometimes trims like that are not easy to use because you can't really tie bows with them. Because if you try to tie bows with them, whoops, they end up becoming very large and bulky, I have found. And so that might be just a way that you can use it so it's not so crazy bulky. All right, so let's get some dimensionals on here. And I'm going to put one right above my ribbon just to make sure that I don't add more bulk by putting my dimensional on top of the ribbon. I try to be mindful of that, you know, because sometimes then you have to pay extra. Nobody wants to do that. This is twisting. You know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to let it, and I'm just going to add another piece of tape and just let that twist. Okay, so we're going to add this. So I'm putting it a little over to the right-hand side, just a little bit there. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now I have taken our one of our new standalone die sets called, I think it's called Nested Essentials. Yes, here it is, the Nested Essentials. And you get some of this interesting shape here. I don't know what to call that. To me, it looks like some kind of a marquee sign, but I don't know. Then we have some round-edged little rectangles, and then we have some banners. And so this is the second to smallest banner. And I'm going to ink up the Hello Friend sentiment. I'm going to use Lost Lagoon, but I don't know. Or no, I'm using coral. Sorry. Am I using coral? No, I definitely want to use Lost Lagoon, but I do not know where my Lost Lagoon pad is, you guys. I've got a whole bunch of stuff set up for Stamp Happy Academy. Oh, I found it. For tomorrow, because I have a lot of projects for that tomorrow, and so I've got a lot of inks and stuff there. Okay, so let me see if I can center this. I hope. I should have done a tester. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this is I am going to snip off some of the end of this, because I just thought that the white all by itself was kind of boring. Like if I stuck this little white banner on here, boring, it's already white. But if I add it to this banner, then it jazzes it up a little bit. So we have a white banner and a coral banner. And hopefully that will jazz up our sentiment piece a bit here. And so these should go together nicely because they are the same thing. There we go. And then when I stick this on here, then it's not quite as boring. It's not so white, you know. So let's add a little bit of glue. I got a little carried away there. And I'm going to have a little bit hang off the edge there. And then we'll have the little bit right over there. Okay. Oh, I meant to stamp that same image with the markers on the inside of the card. So let's go ahead and do that. We will ink this up once again. And bring in the olive also. Okay. Thank you. You guys are liking the card. I appreciate that very much. It's actually for a swap, so I'm killing two birds with one stone here. I'm sharing a fantastic project with you guys. Plus, I got another card made for a swap, so there you go. All right, so we'll add this to the inside of the card. And then there's plenty of room to write a message. And then the last thing I wanted to do was I wanted to add a little bit of sparkle. And I kind of thought that these copper colored sequins, and this is the Neutrals adhesive backed sequins, I kind of liked the copper with the coral. So I actually haven't even stuck them on there yet. So we'll see if I actually end up liking them or not. But I kind of thought maybe I could add a couple down here where we have a little white space, and then maybe up there where we also have some more white space. So we have a little bit of shine, we have a little bit of interesting trim, a little bit of fun on the inside, and that is that. And then we have used up some more of Barb's screw up when she ordered 3 packs of the same designer series paper when she meant to order 1. So I'm sure I'm not the only person who does that. I know that there are some of you out there that also do that. And it's very frustrating to open up your order and think, oh my gosh, I just spent $25 on stuff I don't necessarily need. So we're gonna use it. We're gonna use it up. Okay. So let me get some of these things out of here, and we will bring in the supplies for our next card, which also uses the same paper, but just a little bit different. So both of these layouts are very simple layouts, and I find I like having some kind of go-to layouts, some very easy layouts, because sometimes when I'm struggling to come up with an idea for a card, if I just go back to some boring layout that I've done a million times, it really gets my creative juices flowing. And then typically I will somehow modify it. Like the card that I normally do, I put the strip of designer series paper up here. I totally center this piece, but I didn't on this card, and I really like how it turned out. So it's a good way to start. Just by using some go-to layouts that you might have, and just switch out the stamp sets and whatnot, which is kind of what we do on Stamp Happy Academy. We kind of give you a layout, and then we show you a number of different cards that you can use doing that. So, oh my gosh, Janice, thank you so much. Janice just gave me a little tip with a very cute gal. That's very nice. Thank you, Janice. I appreciate that. Okay. So here is another boring layout, but again, it's a great starting point. So we're going to do it because that's the way I roll. So we're using that same striped paper from the last card, but then we're also going to use this fun paper here that has like the kind of art supplies, I guess. We've got some paint, some books, maybe some like fake flowers to kind of put in an arrangement. I don't really know. But anyway, so for this boring layout, we've got a 3x3 piece of this pattern. We've got a 1x3 piece of this pattern, and we are going to put them on a 4 1/8 by 3 1/8 piece of navy. So let's go ahead and get our pieces on here. So we'll have a pretty thin border here around. Oh, Janice, you're so sweet. She says she missed me. I missed you guys too. Last week, I really wanted to go live, and I struggled with thinking, oh gosh, I should, but I couldn't. And the fact that I had to leave the next day to go take my daughter, there was just a myriad of things that were going on kind of behind the scenes. And so I just couldn't do it. But here we are. So we're going to make up for it. Except I just lost something. I need something for this. And, if I was it, where would I be? Oh, I think I just remember where it is. Yay! Oh my gosh. Okay. The Irresistible Blooms set, you guys, has this fantastic splatter pattern in it, and I love it. In fact, I'm using it on this card and the next card. So it's a twofer. So we are going to take the card base, and I need to scratch paper because I'm going to stamp this fun little image up here in the corner. Just a little bit of splatter, and then we're going to do it down here also in the corner. I think that might be it. So it's just enough to kind of add a little bit of oomph to the card. So that's easy enough. We've also got a large sentiment from the Kindest Expression stamp set. I didn't used to buy these, like these larger images. I never used to buy them, but I have found that they're perfect for like layouts such as this, where you don't have a lot of stamping going on, but you're letting the paper do the work for you, and then you're just going to add a sentiment. So we're going to do the Oh Happy Day sentiment, and I need some white. And I think I'm going to stamp it in navy, I think. So let's ink that up. We will stamp that right here in the corner of our piece of paper. And then we're going to use our new 2 3/8 inch circle punch. Love, love, love. I'm so happy that we have this. And in case you were not aware of it, our Stylish Shapes set of dies, the one that has the kind of like stitched looking circles, banners, and squares, the second largest circle in that set is the perfect layering piece for this 2 3/8 inch circle punch. So if you don't have those dies and you have the circle punch, get the dies. If you have the dies but not the circle punch, get the circle punch. Misty Moon on this. Oh, I'm having some internet issues. It's going in and out. It's been hot today. It likes to go out on me when it's hot, and it's very frustrating. I don't know yet. We also have to decide what ribbon we want, because I have this Misty Moonlight / white ribbon that I think is kind of fun, but I don't know as though I'd want to have Misty Moonlight. I think I'd want to have the Balmy Blue if I'm going to do that. I don't know. Maybe that's like too much texture with all this designer series paper that we got going on here. I don't know. Or do we just go like this with the solid navy ribbon and then do this? I kind of feel like that might be the ticket there with that. So let's do this. So here's another little trick for you guys. So I want to put this on here, and I want to tie some linen thread around it to make it nice and tight. Again, I struggle with making things tight. It's not my strong suit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the card out. You can actually bring this down just a little bit. We don't need the whole thing. And we're going to cut this off. So I guess I could even those up. And then we are going to bring in some linen thread. And we're just going to tie the ends together. So here's a little chunk. So we're going to tie a knot around this. Now, I said this was going to be easy, and I can't even get my knot tied. We can. Okay, so we're going to tie that tight. There we go. And then we're going to do one more, so it's actually a nice tight knot. Oh my goodness, I feel like I'm all thumbs right now. And then I can kind of manipulate this. I can pull it nice and taut. And so now what I can do is I can stick this on here, and I'm going to cut into my loop like this. These might not be no, these are my crappy scissors. Okay, so I'm going to pull the knot right here to the edge. Okay, and guess what? My favorite thing, Scotch tape. So I am going to tape that down. I'm going to bring this around the front, line it up, flip it to the back, and tape it also. And that looks like that I'm amazing, and I can wrap this ribbon around this layer of this card and tie it in a nice tight knot when I cannot. but yet it looks like I can. So how fun is that? Okay. I need to find my nice scissors because, nope. How about these? These look way better. Because I am going to trim this down just a slight bit. There. And now we can add this to the card with some dimensionals that we had, and now I lost. Yeah, well, we have some minis. Minis are fine. We'll just throw some minis on here. I'm not trying to throw 2 on there at a time. It's just happening. So it was an accident. I wouldn't normally go that crazy with mini dimensionals, I promise. But they came off, so we're just going to leave them. Okay, so we'll add this just like so. Okay, we're going to glue these 2 together. Ooh, you know what? I just had an idea. No, that won't work. Never mind. I was going to tuck this underneath the ribbon, but it won't work because I actually kind of want it off to the side just a little bit. And if I tuck it under, then it won't work. So we've got an Oh Happy Day here. And then we've got that same designer series paper. We're going to throw that on the inside here so that when we open it up, we'll have a little bit of interest. So this is a card, again, super simple layout, nothing to it. If you're struggling, this is another perfect layout to use to start your struggle. And I find that once I start making a card, even if it's with an older layout, it really helps me continue the design process. So here is another one that I did. I brought the food into this one and used a different ribbon, and I tied a bow there. But yeah, such a super simple layout. I know the card's not fantastic, but it's easy, you guys. It's so simple. And we could probably bring in the same gems and throw some of these on here. I mean, why not? Just add a little bit of bling. Never hurts to add a little bling to anything, I don't think. Oops, you stick down there. And then maybe another one, maybe right down here. There we go. So there it is, another super simple card. I hope you guys liked it. Again, get yourself that punch and the die set because they're amazing. All right, we're going to scooch that out of the way. I'm going to, whoops, that's not what I need to do. I need my stamp cleaner. I'm going to clean this off because we're going to use it, like I said, on the next card. So we're using a lot of things more than once. So hopefully that's helpful, rather than throwing, a million things out at you. This way you can maybe reuse some of the things that you already have. So there you go. Okay, so we're going to scooch that over. Be done with that, and we're going to bring in our next one. This is a fun little layout that I just found, and I was very interested in it, and I thought we would go ahead and do it. And it also uses one of the papers that's on sale. This is the stargazing paper. Again, I don't have the bundle that goes with this. I have no intentions of getting it, but the paper is amazing. Look what I did to this piece. I dropped my stamp. Does that ever happen to you? So frustrating. I ruined this whole piece of paper. Anyway, so here are some of the fun patterns in here. Not necessarily all, planets. Look how fun these patterns are. They're just so bright and fun. I love them. And then these two are basically the same, just different colors. So that's fun. And then, of course, you've got your constellations out there in the world. So there you go. Okay, so we're using this paper. So I cut myself a chunk out of this pattern that was 3.5 by 9.5. Okay, so that is right here. My card base is 8.5 by 5.5, and then we're going to cut it on the diagonal. So I have folded it, and this does not matter. This does not matter. It doesn't have to be precise. If you want to cut it from the fold line all the way down to the corner, you can. I just thought it was kind of fun to just cut a little bit off. Whoops, this goes like this. So I left some, there's like about 3/4 of an inch from the fold line over, and about the same down here at the bottom, about 3/4 of an inch. So then I've chopped off this piece here, and then you can do something else with that. I practiced with my splatter to see if I even liked the splatter, and I did. So we are going to go splattering all over the place here. So I'm going to tuck that inside and do that. And we're going to use Versamark for our splatter because I didn't want it to be too crazy, but yet I want it to show up. And so I find that using Versamark a lot of times when you're trying to do like tone on tone stamping really works nicely. So we'll just keep doing that, and then we'll fill it in. And I also find when I'm doing my random stamping, if I stamp first in the middle and then kind of work my way out, I never end up with a space that's either, you know, too small for 2 images, but too big for 1. So I like to work from the middle out. So there we have some fun splatter. Okay. And now our piece of designer series paper, we are going to fold it in half. So we now have a 3.5 by 4 3/4 inch little thing. And guess what? We're going to make an easy pocket card. We're going to glue these tabs down, and then we're going to have a pocket card. So simple. So we also have a layer for the inside, which is white, and this measures 3.5, I think, or 3.25 by 4.5. Yep. So that's going to go on the inside here like that, and we'll decorate that up a little bit. Now, when you get papers like this, and you'll see that some of these planets, there's only partial planets. And so a lot of times you might think, well, that's just dumb. I don't have any use for a partial planet, but yet you do. So let me find my container that has partial planet. What did I do? Because I cut a whole bunch of partial planets out. Seriously, I stuck them in a container. Why does this keep happening to me? Where I don't know what I'm doing and I can't find my stuff. It's very frustrating. Oh, wait. Here we go. I guess I didn't have them in a container. So I did cut some little, so I have a couple of partials here almost. So I've got a couple partials. I have a couple of planets that I actually just cut right out of the designer series paper. This piece right here, as a matter of fact. So I've got the, I guess, Saturn, and then we've got some other planets here. And then I have a 2 3/8 inch circle black. And I thought, since we're kind of going for this space theme, that the You're Absolutely Amazing sentiment out of Color and Contour, a pretty old set. I'm sure a lot of you have it. But I just felt like the sentiment worked really well with what we've got going on here. So I did ink that up in Versamark, and then I covered it with white embossing powder, and I heat set it. Okay. And you'll notice I did do it towards the bottom. I did that on purpose because I want to add these planets to my circle here, like so. But I also have these half planets. So let's go ahead and close, let's close up our card to make the pocket. So we'll add a little glue there, a little glue right there, and then a bead of glue down here at the bottom. Okay. Well, Marilyn, thank you for joining us. It's not a problem that you're late. You can always go back and watch the replay. All right, so let's get that burnished down pretty good. So now we have our planet sentiment piece here. So we're going to put that about like so. And then I thought, let's go ahead and put see when I say you need the partial planets, look at that. It looks like we cut it off. When we didn't cut it off, it was just on the edge of the card. So we'll put that right there. And then our inside piece, I decided to go with the Biggest Wish stamp set. So we're going to use the happy and the birthday in the bold font, and we're going to use the happy and the birthday in the cursive font. And so this is kind of what I came up with, stamping berry burst and pumpkin pie, and then stamping the black over the top of it. However, I've already got this done. I'm cheating. I actually decided to do it stamped off because I felt like when it was stamped off, it was a little easier to read the black, but you could still read the color. So, and then I also have some more partial edges of the planets. And so we'll just glue this to the inside of our little pocket card here. So we'll get that centered pretty well. And since we have this beautiful design on the front, we don't really need to do a whole lot to that, I don't think. So let's go ahead and get our partial planets on the pocket part. So we'll just kind of throw that on here. And I love how bright this is. And now you can see, where's that other piece that I was talking about earlier that was very similar to this one here. So you could make this exact same card, but you could use like Gorgeous Grape and the Berry Burst and then maybe some Starry Sky or some Orchid, and you could make the exact same card, but it would be just a different color combination because the papers are the same. They're just different colors. All right, so we'll add this one to the edge also. There we go. And then we'll add this with some dimensionals. And I guess we've got some black dimensionals here, so why not go ahead and use them? That way they shouldn't show underneath. So we'll do that. Whoops, get off there. And then we'll kind of twist it slightly so it's not like completely straight. It's a little bit cattywampus. Put that right in the middle. And then we can go ahead and add our planets. So this one, I think I'm going to go ahead and do with a dimensional. So we'll just use a big dimensional right in the middle. And we will add our planet, something like that. And then this one, we should be able to just tuck right behind it. And there we go. Whoops, I did not mean to do that. And then we have our cute little pocket insert. How much fun is that? And the DSPs are all on sale. The ones that I'm using for you guys tonight, they're on sale for 15% off. I'd love for you to order them for me from my online store and in the description of this video. And then we have the little pocket insert. And you could, of course, put, like you could make your white piece a little bit longer and you could fold that up. And then you could like tuck a gift card in there, maybe some cash, just, you know, something if you wanted to. So instead of this being, I think this was 4.5 inches long. If you made it like 6, you could score it at 1.5, fold that up, and then you could tuck a gift card in there. So you'd have your cute little pocket that is actually functional also. So I hope you guys liked that. I just discovered this layout just by searching. I think I was scrolling through Facebook or something, and I saw somebody do that, and I thought it was amazing. And I can't remember who it was. It wasn't a Stampin' Up! Person. It was somebody else. Anyway. And then we have 2 other cards using the same designer series papers, even though they look, well, they're the same because they're the same color. I didn't even realize I used Calypso Coral on both of them. I could have used opposite. I could have done like Lost Lagoon here and then Coral there and then Lagoon there, whatever. I didn't. It is what it is. So I hope you guys enjoyed the cards. Thank you for all your well wishes. I am feeling better. I'm just tired, and I just hate being tired because there's so many things to do and I don't like being tired. So I have resigned myself to the fact that I might have to start taking some naps, and I'm not really a nap person, but you know, if it helps me feel better, then it is. So there you go. All right, guys, that's it. I hope you have a fantastic week. I will see you next week, same place, same time. And if you're Stamp Happy Academy members, be sure to tune in tomorrow afternoon for the live that I will be doing in the afternoon. So thanks, guys. Have a great week, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.